it's interesting here, the sequence. First, Shara Yichad V'Amuna Perik Beis, which this is where he discusses how everything is connected. Divine providence together with the sustaining the creation. Then comes Tanya Perik Memches. Tanya Perik Memches actually refers to the union of Seviv Kolomen. Now, why is it so called Seviv? Not because it is hovering from outside. It's there also. It's everywhere. But because it's concealed and it's not grasped in an inward way, the world does not grasp it, therefore it's considered like something outside. But actually, it is B'teich Teiche, which this is the Lashon. I think the Rebbe uses here the Lashon from Tanya. Shekol al tikre b'tzez v'ata machaya skulam. The Eibishter sustains everything. Al tikre machaya elo mahava. Shekol zeh melubash b'teich teicha shel hanivra. Everything is enclosed in the inside of the creation. Which I think this is a lashon that Alter Rebbe uses in Perik Memches, teich teicha, in every detail. Messiah mesamaymer v'davar teiv. This is a very unusual expression. The Alter Rebbe completes the Maimer, ends the Maimer in a positive note. What was the problem till here? I don't know. But the positive note is Vinyan of Broches. That's why the Rebbe says it. Vinyan of Broches. The blessings that we say Baruch Ata Hashem, that blessed are you Hashem. So we say it in present tense. In other words, not as a third person, but as a second person. Talking to Hashem, saying Ato, Loshen Nechach, that He's in front of us. Ve'emrim ze'afilu tanekes v'noshim. Even children and women say it. The Amira zu, hi latiko kadisha. Kimavur bezeyer vad la'atzmusei umuhusei yizbarech. It is ta'atiko kadisha. It is actually ta'atik, but even higher yet. Ato means atzmus. Speaking to the Eibush, his essence. Amitis hametzias, the true entity. Sherak hu nikra b'shem Ato be'emes. On Him we can say Ato. Why could we say by Him Ato? Because He's everywhere. Because we're talking in second person, so who is everywhere that we can say Ato is Eibishter. How could we say on Him the word Baruch, which means drawing down? The word Baruch means drawing down. The Mishnah tells us, Hamavrich, that b'shah somebody plants a twig, a certain union into the ground. It's called Mavrich, Lashon Hamshoche. Drawing down to the ground, planting into the ground. Hamavrich Geffen. And even more yet, that even a child has the potential to say it. That he says to the Eibishter that the Eibishter should be drawn down. Using in a Baruch. I mentioned in I think in the earlier Shia that there was once a Chassid, Rabbi Avraham Mayor, Rabbi Avraham Drizin. And he said L'chaim. And he was already tipsy. So Mele, he was sitting by the Rebbe upstairs on the second floor, which the Rebbe would have the Yom Tov meals by the previous Rebbe's apartment. That's where the Rebbe would have the Yom Tov meals the first 20 years, after 1950 to 1970, and then after the Rebbe's in the Chamadina, which actually tonight is the Yortzeit, passed away in 1970, lived in 1971 probably by now, Tevis. So the Rebbe then continued the meals in his house. So it was on one occasion that this chassid was sitting, it was Simchas Torah, and the Mele, it was legal in all ways to say L'chaim. So he said L'chaim, and he asked the Rebbe, he wants Chassidus. The Rebbe should say Chassidus, should say a Maimer, should deliver a Chassidic discourse. So the Rebbe saw then an apple on the table. The Rebbe took the apple and he made a blessing. Bar Beide Priya ate, and he tasted something of the apple. The Rebbe saw that the Chassid was wondering what was the Rebbe's reaction by saying a blessing on the apple, because he asked for Chassidus. So the Rebbe says, what are you saying? Baruch means drawing down. Ato means his essence, the highest level. Ato means the Eibush himself. Havaya is that it comes down in the four letters of Yud Kei Vav Kei. Elikenu is as he relates to the Jewish nation. Melech HaElam is as he relates to the King of the universe. The Rebbe says, this is Chassidus. It's a whole chain of creation here. The Rebbe says, you asked for Chassidus, I said it. So B'meila. Now the Rebbe says, move on. How is it appropriate that a child could say it also and say such an inyan of drawing down Hashem? In the same sense that in Yechida Shebenefesh, in the highest level, in the essence of a person's neshama, everything is equal. In the same sense, mitzad concealment, everything is equal. V'adarabeksiv morin v'kodesh eshkin v'zdako shval ruach gema. That the Eibishter is taka removed, but as dako, morin v'kodesh, who does he dwell with? V'zdako shval ruach, somebody that's in a state of humility, which means he finds himself afka in the place which is the lowest levels. From the perspective of Hashem, he's found everywhere. You have sometimes an entity of a certain creation that conceals ungodliness. And not only conceals, but umastif, is contradicting to godliness and blocks the revelation of godliness. Chas v'sholem, God forbid. When a creation is in a state of humility, humble, so then there's this concealment is removed. So then we can have the revelation of the highest levels as is morim, and as the Rebbe explains in Vayem Yem of Yud Tes Kislev or Yud Tes Kislev, Shema Yisrael. That Shema, I think it's in Shema Yisrael. In Yud Tes Kislev, the 19th of Cheshvan, the Rebbe brings in Vayem Yem. I think it's the 19th. That Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu. Shema is abbreviation, an acronym. Hear, O Israel. Shema is an acronym. Se'u morim einechem. Lift up your eyes. So Chassidus explains, it doesn't say Su Maila, Su Morim. Morim is higher and yet higher, which means it's removed completely from everything. This is the Lashon Morim. The word Morim is from the word room, height. When a person says, he's selling a house to someone else, Merume Adomke, so he sells them the whole house. That means from the highest level of the house to the lowest level, to the depth of the house. This is the Merum Adomke. So Morim is the highest level. The meaning of Morim means, the Alter Rebbe explained, higher and yet higher. This is removed. The Kodesh means also removed. Kodesh means removed. Kodesh removed. So all this which is completely removed and beyond all levels, when a person is in a state of humble, he is a vessel that it should be revealed. But it's actually everywhere. Because the whole world, from the perspective of Hashem, is all one nekudah. One point. So therefore there can be divine providence, Asiya, because the Gabi Hashem, Atzilus and Asiya are both equal. The world of Atzilus and the world Asiya, and even the physical world of Asiya, this lowest world, which is the world of deed, are all equal. With this we'll understand what it says in the Maimer. Actually from here it is edited by the Rebbe, because generally when the Rebbe would say a Maimer based on a Maimer of a previous Rebbe, he would say the Maimer of bring in he would say at some point, many times, many occasions, he would begin a Maimer with questions. He would then introduce the Maimer that he's basing his Maimer on, and then go back to the questions that he asked in the beginning of the Maimer. So the Maimer itself, the middle of the Maimer, which is the Maimer of the previous Rebbe, Hasidic Discourse, the Rebbe would publish it separately. And then he would edit his beginning and end, the beginning and the end of his Maimer, he would edit it separately and would come out as a supplement to the Maimer on which he based his Maimer. So B'meila here, the Rebbe edited. This section is already marking the end, where the Rebbe is getting back to the Pod of Visholim. Because the Alter Rebbe's Maimer does not begin Pod of Visholim. It begins with a passage, a verse in Eitz Chaim, in Kabbalah. So, and here the Rebbe goes back to Pod of Visholim. Now, with this we'll understand what it says in the Maimer, Pod of Visholim, in the Hasidic discourse of Pod of Visholim mentioned earlier, Shemitzad Aveda the Yechida, which speaks probably about the Pod of Visholim of the Mittel Rebbe. That Mitzad Aveda the Yechida Hapdiyehi B'Sholim. Mitzad the Aveda, Mitzad the perspective and the service of Yechida Sheb'Neshama, which is the highest level of a person's neshama, the essence of the neshama, Hapdiyehi B'Sholim. The Pdiya, the redemption, is in a peaceful way. The Mekivin Shemitzad Atzmos Ein Sof, because this is connected with the Eibishter,